Every day, more than 17 veterans take their own lives. By building a gaming community that offers peer-to-peer counseling, GameCore is aiming for zero. Research shows that playing video games together offers social connection, stress relief, cognitive enhancement, and community building. On our Discord server, veterans, active duty service members, and supporters chat and game together. Some casual gaming sessions might only involve 2 or 3 people, while other events might include larger groups and be streamed on the GameCore Twitch channel. Most of the time, there is a GameCore member available to lend an ear to anyone who needs it. Join the Discord server. It's free. We are an inclusive community and we don't require anything of our members. If you want to be more involved, there are always opportunities to volunteer.
All right, welcome everyone to your Wednesday night IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Tonight we are live in Atlanta. I'm Rick Souza here with my co-broadcaster, John DeRudris. And John, this is going to be a wild one.
Yeah, it's called Hot Atlanta for a reason, and the racing here after they made that configuration to a super speedway essentially has brought the intensity of this race up tenfold. This track used to be a pretty standard 1.5 miles, but was a cheese grater on tires, and now with steeper banking and you can basically go flat out, it makes for pack racing on 1.5 miles like we haven't seen before. So we've had some really good races here in the past. I believe you've said last year was about 1 or 2 cautions tops here. So I expect to see great racing tonight here for the Tech4Troops Cup Series, race number 2, to see who can lock themselves into the Tech4Troops 2025 championship. Look at that, 3 wide already. Oh,
luckily it's practice.
Oh, can they save it?
Oh, almost.
Ah.
All right, let's cover the track facts for today's event.
Let's do it. So, looking at a lovely 73 degrees temperature with track temp at scorching. Does that say 119?
It does, yeah. 119.
Yeah, 119. So, little hot, little on the hot side, which may make things a little slick for these drivers. 40 driver spots are available for today's race with pit road speed of 60 miles an hour, 150 laps, no quick repairs, 3 sets of tires, 75% fuel, and as always, 3 green-white checker finishes to wrap up this event.
I think that
if we need them.
That 3 sets of tires, though, could be very interesting.
I think it's going to be very important for these drivers, especially late in the race. I mean, you almost are going to have to save your stuff because here, the tires obviously are not as big of a factor as years past, of course, with looking at the 1.5 mile aspect when it was on the old configuration. But, still they matter, especially on a long run. And if you want to make that move coming out of 4 to try to pass for the win, you're going to need them as much grip as you can get. So that's going to be entertaining. Also, what's going to be entertaining is seeing the battle getting on to pit road. We've seen a couple of these in practice, But going down the backstretch, braking and getting slowed down to make that corner on the apron and then slowing all the way down to the pit road speed by the time you hit the line, I think we may see some carnage there tonight just because drivers are trying to get every single inch out of the track as they can.
You got it. All right, hang on one second. Let's just see what we got here. All right, we have qualifying underway here in Atlanta. This is one of those tracks where the second lap will be the most important lap here once they get up to speed.
Yeah, I think the second lap, especially riding that high line, is going to be very, very important. And I think tonight you're going to need track position, especially if this race goes somewhat green. I think track position, even if it goes yellow, for a portion of it, will still be very important. Looking at Kyle Smalley right now around the high side here, a little bit slower than I thought he was going to go around turn 1 and turn 2. Let's see if he drops it down here, turn 3. Yeah, here he goes, going to drop it down to that line. As Christopher Howell just tops the top of the speed charts for qualifying.
Yeah, putting up a 31,673. That's a big number.
I think this track suits Mr. Howell fairly well. So we'll see how he does tonight, as well as all other, close to 40 competitors I think we have, Rick.
We do. We have 38, 39 actual entries for tonight's event. All right, while qualifying finishes up, let's go ahead and talk about, John, your keys for tonight's event.
Absolutely. Let's do it. So you have Atlanta and this new style of racing. So the number one key is going to be to survive. And so that is going to be essential for tonight's race, especially early on. You don't want to destroy your race, destroy your car, put yourself in a position early on to set yourself up for failure. So surviving is key, along with that track position like I just mentioned. So I think the winner is going to come within the top 10. I truly do, unless you have one of those strong drivers that have had a bad qual lap in the back. So I think the winner is going to come from the top 10. And I think it really comes down to, as well, is can the drivers that are in that top 10 find my third key, which are teammates. So teammates and pit strategy are going to go hand in hand. You do not want to go around this 1.5 mile super speedway quarter, whatever you want to call this place at this point, without friends and without teammates. And so going on to pit road with your teammates or friends coming out of pit road, it's just like any other super speedway. You need to be in the draft to be able to win here. So those are my three keys. We'll see who follows them. We'll see who is able to get the job done at the end of the night.
All right, as we are talking about teams, we've got this is a brand new season for these guys. A lot of new names, a lot of new faces, and with that comes new teams. And as we're saying in the Tech4Troops Cup Series, that not only are there individual driver awards at the end of the series, but there's also team awards. And so just to bring up some information on those teams, you've got a number of drivers talking about Kyle Smalley. He's with that Balls Out Racing team. You got Factory Nexus, 1320 Enterprises, HUJ Motorsports, Unite Motorsports, GOAT Diecast, and GOAT Customs. Those are both part of our one of our sponsors with GOAT Racing Diecast and Rock Motorsports. And Rock is
Absolutely.
from Rockingham, so those are North Carolina guys. Ty Bostic, Luke Bullard, William Curran, and Greg Stone down there. So, yeah, a lot of good opportunities, some great drivers on these teams, and we're looking forward to it.
We sure are. Got a shout out to Matt Swope. He says, Hot Atlanta with the Flames, absolutely. And Lorraine says, go number 19. We're watching. And also, plus, I love Rick and John. Well, we love you too, Lorraine. Send the love back out your way. And Mary Wise says, okay, James Lowe, let's go racing. We always hear him shout out her whenever we talk to him at the end of the race. And, I got to say, James is a really good driver. So there's a solid chance that you're going to see him up here in the top 3. But Rick, looks like qual is over. Let's see if we can get the starting lineup for tonight's AmBetter Health 225 for the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
All right, let's bring up that grid. There you go.
All righty. On pole for tonight in the number 9 is Mr. Mike Kelly, and who's outside starting in P2 is David L. Brown. In third, oh my gosh, a name I haven't seen in so long, Tracy Powers, my good friend and old teammate. How's it going, Tracy? Way to be up there in the front.
Yeah.
Number 4, Wyatt Gray. 5th is Jordan Weaver, starting in 6th. My current teammate in the INRS, John Ledger. Aiden Lucas starting in 7th. James Lowe starting in 8th. Kyle Smalley starting in P9, and Luke Bullard rounding out the top 10.
All right, Christoph Hall starts in 11th with Rodney Uberpacker to his outside in 12th. In 13th, Justin Horton. 14th, Austin Call. 15th is Walker Thomas, and Alex Linney is in 16th. Justin Lewis in 17th, and Cody Sturgill in 18th. Kenny Reel, who is actually substituting for Dustin Coggins, is in 19th with John Creighton in 20th. John's also substituting for Mike Anthony.
In the 21st position, you have Todd Merkel starting in 22nd. You have Sammy Harrell 23rd. Andrew Pileshi starting in 24th is Mr. Chuck Van Scoik. In the 25th position, we have Mr. Maxwell Caldwell, Mad Max, with Greg Stone starting to his outside in 26th. William Curran starting in 27th with Scott Smiley starting there in 28th. Ty Bostic, another teammate of mine, starting in 29th with David Watts rounding out your top 30.
In 31st, Marco Berube, Marcus Adams to the outside in 32nd. Troy Torgensen in 33rd with Christopher Howell in 34th. Maurice Burnett in 35th and Philip Vandertwick in 36th. In 37th, Justin Woody, and Aaron Bruner is in 38th. Aaron is substituting for Nathan Harper for tonight's race. So that's our field for tonight. Let's see if we can get a better shot of our guys as they begin to hopefully take the green flag. At least the flag flies to start this race. Sorry, the pace car is off.
Absolutely. Got some great looking cars out here tonight and some even better drivers.
Heck of a full field here, John.
It's a full one for sure. It is it's one of the fullest fields I think we've had at Atlanta, which is a great sign to show the strength of this league, how many people tune in every week, and we had a great viewership last week, and excited to see everybody tune back in for race number 2 of our longest season here with the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Over 30 races, the full 36 race schedule, which is going to be fun to watch. So, Racer Evans, how's it going, buddy? He says, have some fun, boys. I think everybody's going to have some fun.
Absolutely. All right, so I think we've covered all the housekeeping bits.
I think we have. I think we're ready to get this thing underway. That number 9 up in the front can be the control car as we are about to go green here in Atlanta. Mike Kelly at the point. Folks, pace cars drop down. They're going to get into the Geico restart zone. And we are green flag racing from Atlanta.
150 laps here, folks, and we are underway here. I expect we'll see 2x2 for a good bit of this race, John.
I expect that, and I would hope and advise that the pushes aren't super big and that drivers just settle in and figure out their pace, figure out how their car handles, and don't push the issue too early. It's like you said, 150 laps. Now, keep in mind, it's 150 laps of super speedway style racing, 30 seconds a lap. That's 75 minutes, just a little over an hour 15. So a lot of racing in that time frame. So you need to make sure you can get to the end to be able to battle for position, but also it's key to block like that. That the leader is right now of David Brown. He's going to go from the bottom line to the top line, trying to control the race, and that's kind of what you expect now at that super speedway style racing.
Yeah, this is also one of those tracks that has been reconfigured that you've got to be super careful as you're flirting with that. You'll see that white line there that demarks the difference between the racing surface and the apron. If you hook a tire, left front or get caught down on there or get pushed down there, it is super dangerous. It is easy to lose control.
It is. We have 3 wide. John Ledger, I believe, made it 3 wide, trying to go into turn 1, and he fell back just a few positions, but able to go back 2 by 2. As the field is still double file. Basically, the whole field is double file at this point. Big slowdown there for the 83, though. Not sure if he had to check out of it or something, but major issue at that particular moment. Maybe
and
he's
we're
fallen
3
to the
wide.
back.
Now he's wind up 3 wide here as he's working his way back. There's a lot to be said. It's 150 laps. If if there's a lot going on, if you want to back out and be more strategic in how you run this race. But David's dropped all the way down to 17.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I do. And because I am that driver, John Ledger, I think, is up at the wall on the high side. Nope, that was actually the blue car. I can't tell who that is. That's gray. Yep.
That's
a lot
white,
of blue
gray.
and teal cars. So trying to differentiate between them is going to be a little bit tough. But looks like he's now going to go to the back to find his teammate.
Yeah, he's doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's one way to play the strategy game here at Super Speedway style racing, and Atlanta is that in fact. So we'll see what happens as they now go 3 wide again into turn 3. His teammate is now right in front of him, a few cars ahead. So we'll see how far back he drops.
All right, back up front, you got Mike Kelly out in the lead. You've got Tracy Powers right there on his tail with the Jordan Weaver car. Of course, Jordan Weaver is supporting a 0 number paint scheme. Unfortunately, we have him in the tower as 28. Typically, we do see that as these drivers who are new to the league kind of get their paint schemes and their car numbers figured out. But we'll do our best to keep you updated on what we see. So.
Looking back through the field, very much a single file race right now. John Ledger leading the high line, but everyone else essentially single file here at Atlanta, approaching 9 laps complete.
So based on what we know, 75% fuel, what are we thinking about his strategy and when's our pit stops?
Yeah, so let's do a little math here. Somewhere, I mean, my calculator's telling me 45. Is that what your calculator's telling you? Because that's what mine's telling mine.
I was just letting you go ahead and do it. I guess I'll have to.
Well,
let me bring it up.
We'll see. That's what I calculated here. About 45 laps with 75% fuel. So, and after what I've experienced last week, I think that math should be somewhat on par.
I show it anywhere between 45 and 50 laps.
Yep. And I think here at a mile and a half, it's going to vary greater than what you see typically at a super speedway. Last week we were at Daytona, and the fuel could range anywhere between 27 if you're out front wasting all your fuel to somewhere about 30 to 32 laps. Well, here you could expect that maybe creep up over 50, maybe to 52, 53. But again, let's actually see if we can go on board with the leader here. If we could tell if he's already starting to save fuel, because oftentimes at super speedways you see the leader really controlling the pace of this race.
So we're on
Mike
board
Kelly.
with Mike Kelly, yep.
Out of Omaha, Nebraska. I think he is letting off a little bit there, Rick.
I don't know. His RPMs are over 8,000, so. But then again, he does have relatively brand new tires, so.
Yeah. His fastest practice time was a 29.85. His last lap time was a 30.25. So
Slightly
maybe
different.
it's pace, maybe it is currently the line that he is running and how many cars are behind him, but that's the question. If you're out front, do you already start to save gas and control the field? Because you're going to burn more gas when you're out front when you don't have somebody in front of you taking the air off your nose and drafting.
Well, he's already led 11 laps so far and continues to lead here, so we'll see how he goes.
And he's running an interesting line, too. He is not really wrapping the bottom, per se. He's going around, essentially, going to the middle line on the backstretch and then kind of sweeping up off the corner, sweeping down. A more traditional 1.5 mile line, I would call that.
A lot of action going on behind. That outside line continues to struggle, not quite get formed up.
Yeah, you got
back.
Tracy Powers. Tracy Powers leading that right now, I believe.
Yep. And you saw Walker Thomas kind of step up to see what he can do, leading that outside line.
Yeah, and I think you see what shows the 0 on the track, but the 28 on the board. Jordan Weaver, he's kind of peeked his car out to the right side of that number 9 a few times, maybe kind of indicating, okay, if they get up there, I'm going to start to make that move. So we'll see.
I mean, that's what he really needs. He's not, if he pokes out and tries to go make a move, he's not going to be successful single file like that. He really needs that outside line to come up. And you saw that the one of Walker Thomas basically said, oh, no, I'm going to duck back in line here. I'm not having a whole lot of success on that outside line as much.
Correct.
And as I say that, he slips right back up there. So,
Oh, car loose.
Yep. Well, I think at 17 laps, we're going to see more of that now because the bloom is kind of off the rose on these tires, and they're going to get a little slick. Track temperature. Let's just see if the tracks maintain that same temperature. It shows 127 degrees on the track. That is blistering hot.
That's a toasty one. That's hot, and it's going to make corner exits slick for sure. Yeah, you can start to see these low-line cars starting to even fade their way up into that second lane. So I'm very curious to see how long that's going to last, and if that low line kind of turns into a split between the low and the middle, just to conserve a little tires. Because it's not a bad strategy. Because if you're on the low line, you can control what that low line does. They're going to follow you.
Yeah, I think what I've seen here, John, is that, you've probably seen this as well, is that with the wear on the tires, we've seen a lot of these guys bail out of that high line. They're falling in line here. They're feeling that that car begin to push a little bit as the tires wear, and they don't want to slide back.
Exactly. But on the contrary, the high line, if you can make it work, it can work very, very well. Oh, Tracy Power a little loose there off the nose of 34. They will save that.
A good save by Powers there. He almost became a statistic.
The wrong kind, not the right kind.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, car low, that's the 18 coming back up the track. Should be
That's
okay, but
Justin
they're 3
Horton.
wide. A really lovely paint scheme there. Love that.
Ours are
Can't
off the
really tell
leaders
what's
a little bit. They're just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is out there. The action is a little bit farther back, but that we're keeping an eye on here is that there's a lot of 2 and sometimes 3 wide racing going on as these guys are working their way back up the speed, back up and around. That's Todd Merkel in the 2 on the outside there. If you find the 83 of David Brown is going to work his way back up. So the 19 of John Letcher, he was super close to tagging that wall.
And it's very easy to do here. I think it's easier than most tracks, if you want to be honest, because the way that the cars handle off the corner, Rick, I think it's one of those tracks where you have to pay attention to what's going on to exactly the line to your car as well, because we only have 3 sets of tires, and tires do matter here more than they do on a traditional super speedway. So
I think while we're watching that, a little bit of a change of lead. Jordan Weaver now takes over with Kyle Smalley in second. Mike Kelly slips down into third. Now Jordan Weaver and Kyle Smalley running 1 and 2. Those are teammates. Definitely action in the back. I think we've got some 3 wide racing right there.
Oh yeah.
It's William Curran, who is outside. Now they've settled back down.
I think it's something you're going to see a lot of this race is that 2-3 wide action. Oh, car possibly in the wall in front of Ty Bostic there.
Yeah, that's the 5. That 5 is with Greg Stone. Those are teammates. You've got Luke Bullard, Greg Stone, Ty Bostic there, all with Rock Motorsports.
And the back of the mid portion of this pack is not a place where I would particularly want to be at the moment. I would try to find my way at least down to the bottom line, or make a move to try to get through this pack. I want to be really in the first, pin cars on the bottom line there. And really quick, Rick, we have 34 cars within 3 seconds of each other. That's pretty amazing. So almost the entire field is right here in this shot as we come out of turn 4. And the racing is getting pretty tight. Looking back up, still Jordan Weaver out front, Kyle Smalley in second, Mike Kelly third, Christoph Hall in fourth, Uber Packer is in fifth, Thomas Laney, Real Horton, and Austin Call now. But we have 3 wide right there with the 81 going low. 91, excuse me, with 5 in the middle with the 3 of Luke Boyle at the top. Oh, 3's in the wall.
That's Andrew Paleshi with the 91.
And we're still going to continue to go 3 wide here. The 5 cannot find a friend. There he goes. The 3 drops right in front, and that 3 wide action is wrapped up.
Well, and that outside line is all teammates. The 3, the 5, and the 22 are all teammates.
Yep. Rick, let's take a look back out front. It looks like this high line has started to form up just a little bit more. You have what is the 0 on track, but the 28 up here in the scoring pylon up in the front with the 51 in second. But leading that high line is the one of Walker Thomas. So trying to get that outside line to work 29 laps into this race.
Yep, right there you've got the 16 of Kenny Reel right behind him. Making a good run here. You see that low line, kind of the 0 and the 51 had kind of worked their way up to the high line a bit there. I'm not sure that they're trying to stall out that line, but they certainly picked up the 1 there. Walker Thomas, allowing him to drop down.
They definitely did, and it's interesting to see this high line and how it's been working. It just seems to gain momentum, and then it falls off. It gains momentum, then it falls off. So I think if you had more cars up in that high line, I think you could make this really work well for those drivers that want to take advantage. Looks like we have a lap car coming up here pretty soon.
And those are teammates, 1, 2, 3, all with Balls Out Racing. Weaver, Smalley, and Thomas.
Well, they're doing a great job showcasing that. You have the matching sponsors on the hood of the 0, what is 28, and the 51. As we see this lap car, it looks like it's going to stay in the low line.
I think that's actually the last car on the lead lap. I think that may be Justin Woody.
Oh, we got a little bit of a block situation?
What? Yeah, he's trying to... I guess he's trying to protect the fact that he is the last car on the lead lap, but he probably should let the leaders go.
Yeah, that was a pretty aggressive moment right there.
Well, 27's fading back.
I saw them both go low, and I was like, I think Mr. Jordan Weaver may have a little something to say about a lap car being in front of him, or a soon-to-be lapped car. So
Well,
what that did is going to bring that high line up with the 16, Rick. Kenny Reel. First race here with the Tech4Troops Cup Series, making a name.
Justin Woody in that 27 was working his way and actually is in the pit right now getting service. But it's maybe a little early here, lap 33.
So Kenny Reel goes down to the bottom line and takes up P1, gets that lap led. And Rick, let's see if we could bring up how many laps. Look at that on cue.
Just
that
like
was awesome. Great timing. It's like we've done this once or twice.
Maybe.
Maybe. So Mike Kelly has led the most laps with 19, with Jordan Weaver leading 11, Daniel Brown leading 2, and the 16 of Kenny Reel just led his first lap of the race. So have another lap car that's coming up right here, Rick. Let's see what they do. Are they going to stay to the high line? Are they going to stay to the low line? Looks like they're going to stay high. That, I believe, is David Watts.
That is David Watts. Contact with the wall there, as David did his best try and stay out of the drama. I mean, if you're in the pack, your lap time to get around here is 31 seconds. If you're by yourself, you're going to be a couple seconds off of that for certain.
Right.
And if you're looking in your rearview mirror, that's a pretty intimidating freight train that's about to run your butt over.
Oh, it's scary. It's not something that you really want to experience, and I learned that firsthand last week, or experienced that firsthand last week. And so, when you're that lap car, you just hope and pray that you get out of their way. Now we have called, I think maybe one. It's only been one or two instances where the lapped car has not gone either all the way to the bottom to the apron, bottom line, or the high line, where they've gone in the middle, and that creates some intense action when the lap car stays in the middle and it has to be split by the bottom and top line. So
speaking of just got a lead change here, the 07 of James Lowe has poked his nose out and is leading that outside line.
Yeah, it looks like it's the 07 and the 7. Too bad the 7 of Justin Lewis is not the 0, because I'd be saying this is a 007 race. 007. But
he ends up leading a lot.
No. Yeah, he did.
All right, while that's going on,
James
we're gonna take a quick commercial. You won't miss anything. We'll just go side by side, but we'll be back in just under a minute. Thanks for watching the IWM Broadcast Network.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoatRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available, with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here in Atlanta. We've 39 laps in. We're expecting sometime in the next 10 laps to see this group of drivers on pit road for their first scheduled pit stop. Right now, James Lowe is out in front in the 07, Team Rocket Racing, with the 83 of David L. Brown. The 7 of Justin Lewis is up there with Kenny Reel, John Ledger, and Jordan Weaver, Todd Merkel, Kyle Smalley, Justin Horton, and Marcus Adams is there showing right now in 10th. So things are going to get a little sketchy here for a bit, John, as these guys realize that they've now got to work their way down to the low line. And here under green in Atlanta, they need to get down out of before turn 3 to begin their entry onto pit road. That's a change on the track in real life as well as here on iRacing.
It is, and it's something that I think is going to be a little tricky. So we'll see how it works and see how they're going to do it. But I'm excited to see our first should be green flag pit stops and see how that treats. Look at the 18 now, going to the bottom line, peeking down from the top line with John Ledger up there sitting in now third. And it looks like that low line is checking up pretty heavily. Oh, we got a big checkup on the low line.
Yeah, going further on back. Lots of drama here as these guys are trying to figure out they need to get, they've got maybe 5 or 6 laps to figure out where they're going to be.
Yeah, I love them. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that it's going to be very interesting how they're able to do this with a pack of cars dropping down on the backstretch into 3 when we're too wide like we are.
Yeah, we may have our first pit stop. I see a driver coming over to the radio. I'm not going to say who it is. Don't want to spoil strategy. Well, I guess it wouldn't matter because we're live. But yeah, I think nobody dove down that time. I'm seeing some radio chatter. But yeah, you're right. I think this is probably going to be the most hectic portion of the race. Like, who's going to go to the bottom line win to make it down? Because I don't... If what I've seen in practice is correct, there is no limit, at least now, on how fast you can go. You just have to make it down below that line.
Yeah, but the problem is you're going from a bank surface to a flat apron surface, and you don't have the same grip centrifugally to stay stuck to the surface.
Oh yeah, I'm very curious to see how these cars are going to peel off, and if they're going to, some of them going to drift, because if you go above that white line, that's like it's a illegal pit entrance essentially. Yep. So you got to stay above that, not the double yellow or the double white red that you see right there. It is actually another white line that you cannot cross, but you can go as fast as you can as long as you can keep it above that or below that line. So very curious to see what happens here as we see more chatter on the radios. Approach lap 47. Here is another lap car. I believe that's the 37 again. 27, excuse me.
A shot from our blimp feature here. As you're coming around to the back stretch, you'll kind of get a feel for where they've painted the surface, I believe. Right there, see that yellow line for your entry into pit road. So it's really far back. I mean, it's prior to the entrance into turn 3. So you're in the backstretch. You're going to have to drop down at about 3/4 of the way down to begin your entry.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this is going to go. This could be a little hectic, Rick.
It could. It absolutely could.
So here we got our first taker. Oh, the leader and John Ledger down. They're definitely not at 90 miles an hour. He's trying. Oh, he may cross it. Oh, John Ledger did. Uh-oh, that might be a penalty for John Ledger. He crossed that line.
That's the hardest part. You've got to really get woed up, or you're going to wind up with the black flag. You've got the penalty information. Let us know if we got any of those guys wound up with a penalty there.
I'm looking right now. I don't see anything. It's kind of surprising. More cars peeling off here. Let's see who's going to make it down cleanly. Some guys taking a different approach. Some guys going with a wider approach. And yeah, you can pass. I mean, anything to try to get yourself ahead. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do what you got to do. I do not see any black flags. Yep. John Creighton, Tracy Powers black flag, because they are something happened in the. I think right here. Yeah,
there's
some
contact there.
Looks like Mike Kelly also with the black flag. As more drivers are peeling off the backstretch, Rick, I think. Oh yeah, we got a lot of action happening now. Drivers all over the place, coming down pit roads, slamming on their brakes.
Some in the grass, spinning. That's Ty Bostic. Bostic goes around.
Yeah. Hate that for Ty. So far, Mike Kelly, Tracy Powers, and John Creighton, 3 drivers with the black flag. Other than that, pretty clean. As we see the leaders now making their way down pit road, Rick.
Oh.
Here they come. Oh, 71 is just driving through all the pit stalls.
Yeah, not exactly the recommended way to do that.
Not at all, to say the least. And then drives through. Is there... I forget the rules on if there is a drive-through pit stall limit here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. I'm getting all the rules confused between INRS and Tech4Troops now. I don't believe there is one, though. As we see the rest of the leaders now making their way off pit road, it looks like Justin Lewis is going to be leading that pack, big pack out of pit road.
All right, so we'll pick up the leader, which is now Marcus Adams, who finds himself out in front. Now, as you can see by the track map in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, after a pit stop, that field is dispersed across the entire length of the track.
And this is where what I said before, teammates and pit strategy is going to play severely into what's going to happen here. Because if you look at really the top 20, top 3 separated by 0.2, then you have Greg Stone, who's 3.7 seconds behind the leader. He has 4 cars behind him. That's pack number 2. And then pack number 3 is down by 6 seconds. That has 10 plus cars. So multiple packs formed here. Also looks like, let's see if there's any other penalties enforced. All right, should be good. But Rick, that looks like the race right now. James Lowe out front, Kyle Smalley, Marcus Adams, and David Brown.
All right, 55 laps complete here in Atlanta. We are 1/3 of the way through. All right, looking on past these guys back to Justin Horton. In this pack of 4, that's Horton, Weaver, Stone, and Walker Thomas in this group. And further on back, it's double file here. Lots of action. This is basically 9th back. Contact,
oh,
too.
John
Almost
Ledger,
spun him.
hold on. He saved it. What a save by the 19.
Oh, contact,
Though.
The 11.
Save it.
He saved it.
Oh, what a save.
That's Smalley, or Sibley.
Oh,
Scott Sibley.
we got a caution, though. I think turn 327 is around at the entrance of pit road.
Justin Woody. Yep.
Man, that was a lot. It's 3 wrecks in the lap.
Wow. So James Lowe, I think, tried to avoid him. We'll go back and see if we can see what happened to Justin here.
Here's a 24. I mean,
looks like he came up, unfortunately, into the 24.
Were they battling for position? Do we know? I don't think the 27 is. Is it 27? Yeah, 27 is.
He's down a lap. I think the 24 was on the lead lap. Let me find the 24. Why
I think
am
you're
I not
correct. Yeah, Justin Woody is 2 laps down, so I think it's correct.
So
yeah.
So that's Philip Vandertwick right here. He is at the tail end in 30th, whereas the 27 is at least a couple laps down.
Yeah.
Let's just let this play out. 24 is up high. 27 did not see him and just end up coming up.
And 24 drives away. Yeah.
And he came right down,
Whoa.
unfortunately.
Into the leaders.
Yeah, into the leaders.
Yeah, brakes were not. I mean, he made the right decision here going down, but he didn't hold the brakes with the leaders coming. Always scary for both parties.
Yep. All right, so a number of drivers are on pit road. There's about a dozen who came down. Looks like they are taking fuel only, which makes perfect sense. All right, a bit of a caution here at Atlanta here. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back. Again, thanks for tuning in to the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
Hello, my name is Jack Raymondson. I manage business development here at Tech4Troops, and I'm my second year with this amazing veteran nonprofit owned and operated by veterans for veterans. I served in the U.S. Marine Corps as an amphibious assault crewman from 1992 to 1996. I also served in the U.S. Coast Guard from 2002 to 2007, joining after 9/11 as an operations specialist, then serving as an instructor of Coast Guard Training Center, Yorktown. I also spent many years as a first responder volunteering as an EMT and fireman. I'm here at Tech4Troops because I believe in our mission to empower veterans and their families with the gift of computers and technology training, as well as our outreach to help curb veteran suicide while providing a safe and meaningful community where veterans are treated with respect and dignity. We are aiming for zero veteran suicide through gaming and other program opportunities. We help veterans regain a new sense of purpose and help them see they have a brighter future ahead of them. It truly is an honor and my pleasure to serve my fellow veterans and help give them a leg up. 2024 is Tech4Troops' 10th anniversary year, and I ask that you help us support our veterans and their families with a computer donation and/or greatly needed financial contribution so we can help every last veteran in need. Together, you and Tech4Troops can be change makers. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We are under caution, our first caution of the night for a contact between the 24 and the 27. Lights are off on our pace car, but John, 60 laps. These have been some great racing.
Yeah, it's been great racing, and it's been very intense. I'm excited to see how this strategy is going to play out now. This should help those drivers make it to probably lap 50 on their fuel, which means, you had a lot of come in at 58, 59. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, because your leader, the 07 of James Lowe, as we're back under green, he pitted last on lap 48, so there's a 10-lap delta between those two.
Yeah, I think that caution really helped out those drivers a lot, and you may see this turn into a one-stop race at the end of this thing, splitting it right down the middle, pitting at lap maybe 101, 102 to give yourself just a little bit of security on that side. But the field is somewhat now all single file here, led by James Lowe, Kyle Smalley, Marcus Adams, Justin Horton, David Brown, Jordan Weaver, Greg Stone, Luke Bullard, William Curran, and Walker Thomas. William, I'm trying my best to remember it. I'm trying my best. He corrected me in Discord one day. And
is it just Karen?
I think it's Curran. Curran.
All right, William, we'll do our best.
And if that's wrong again, I'll buy you a gift card.
Yeah,
I'll buy you a gift card or something to make up for it. But no, looking out front, James Lowe doing a great job controlling this field now. Looking there side by side, you see John Ledger. You have the 99 of Marco Berube and the 1 car of Walker Thomas now breaks its way down to the low line. That high line has not worked all race, Rick. It's been, kind of no man's land.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the drivers who are just not working together, or it's just the fact that the track is so hot and so sticky. That's not the best place to gain grip, and they're backing out too early and having to back out.
Probably a combination of all of it, to be honest.
James Lowe continues to lead. Kyle Smalley in second. Marcus Adams in third. That's your top 3 right there. But we're looking back here because there's lots of too wide racing here deep into the field. This is 12th on back. They're too wide. Keep an eye on that 16 of Kenny Reed there. He's got the 99 of Marco Berube to his out. Oh, contact. Contact. I think the 99 thought there was a gap that he could come down into between him and John, between the 16 and the 19 of Ledger. There was not a gap there, but Marco backed out just in a nick of time. Just a little bit of contact, but man, that was close. These guys are continuing to battle these two here, the 16 and the 99.
The battle is on, and that's with this side draft, you can battle more than you think you can. Looking out here at the front of the 99 of Berube, the side draft on these cars is, I think, some of the most intense that we have seen in years past, and I think it provides great racing for the 19 and the 99 and the 16 to do what they're doing right now. They could get a side draft on the car, slide up to the wall, carry that momentum, and do the same thing. It's almost like a slingshot in a way. You know, it's a aerodynamic slingshot that can pull you back if you're the bottom line. It makes you so frustrated because your foot to the floor and you can't move forward because the car up on the high line is taking air off the car.
Lots of movement side to side here. Crazy. See in the driver's rear view mirror, his side mirror is full of competitors. Was here a little bit of tire scrubbing there as he fights to keep that car in line, and you can watch that steering wheel sawing back and forth here as he tries to maintain his position.
And you said it, you're maintaining position. That's one of the struggles with Atlanta. I 10 times out of 10 every day, if you told me what line I wanted to be on, I would always choose the bottom, unless it's somewhere late in the race, because the bottom, it's going to have the momentum. It's the shortest way around the track. It's naturally going to have some of the most cars, and unless you have what we're seeing right now, plethora of guys on the high side, that high line just not going to be able to work as well. So again, there's an influence on how big the pushes are on the bottom line. So there hasn't been really much pushing this race, Rick, which I'm glad to see that, as we're almost 5 laps away from halfway. But that high line, it can work. As we start to see that just now, Justin Horton is now in the lead, and you can see the lines have almost evened out from the top to the bottom. Well, that's how quickly it can change. If you start getting those numbers on the high line, it'll work.
Good racing here. That field is really joined up together. Only a few cars are off this pace.
That crush, Camel, number 18, got a little loose out of the corner with the 16. Justin Horton now at the point.
Yeah, the outside line's beginning to fade back. That's the 90 out of Marco Berube up there, leading that outside line.
Yeah, they lost 2 of their cars, and so that's going to start to train on backwards. I think the 99 could make a little bit more headway if he side drafted off of the 51 a little bit more, but
I think the biggest challenge is if you haven't run up at the front in Atlanta before, that's going to be a very challenging position. Especially if you got someone behind you. Now, Sammy Harrell is right in behind him, and I expect he'll give him a push, and you can really unsettle that car with too strong or an off-centered push here at Atlanta.
For sure. And that's the name of the game. When do you do that? Because you can do it, but pushing in the corners here is literally forbidden. You don't want to do it. Every time I've seen somebody do it, it always ends up in somebody getting turned.
Yeah, it never ends well.
It's just the rate. I mean, unless you trust the guy and you've practiced it, I mean, you just don't know how these cars are going to handle, especially on the back end of a run. Tires are worn, drivers are getting tired. I mean, you can see right there just how, free the car got in the tri-oval. So, backstretch, push. Corners, I'd stay away. We've seen a lot of drivers stay away from it, so we'll see if the 43 gives this 99 a bump. I believe he's going to, not too close.
But the 07 came up and side drafted a little bit there.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's the sketchiest part where you got that tri-oval and there's just so easy to make a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, you could see just how crazy Sammy is now, sawing on the wheel. And he's having trouble with that 99 really can't make. Oh, he's loose. Oh my goodness, now we're 3 wide, Rick, or we're 2 wide. No, the 51 got bumped down to the bottom lane.
Yeah, 99 wanted that lower position and took it, and unfortunately the process kind of jumbled up the field a bit.
Yeah, there was a little bit of hesitation, I think, in his hands, and that caused the field to jumble up in a big checkup in the back, and cars are all sparsed out pretty heavily now. We're pretty far apart in the rear of this field.
Back a little bit farther, you can see the 22 of Ty Bostic. I think that's Walker Thomas right there behind at the end of the lead pack. And then you got Ty Bostic, and I think that's Aiden Lucas that's back there.
Mm-hmm.
Got Tracy Powers back there, but Tracy Powers, because of that penalty, I think that put him at the tail end of the lead lap.
Yeah, it did.
Now my telemetry says Tracy's the last car on the lead lap, but he's somewhere in the middle of the field. I'm not sure how that's playing out like that.
Yep, that's not, can't be accurate. It shows me 1 lap down for him. He's the first car lap down.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
updated for me.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I was like, well, that's that's a little fun. How are we going to dissect that one?
Yeah. No, he is the first car 1 lap down.
Gotcha. We have a great run on the high side. You have the 9 there, trying to push.
That's Sammy Harrell in the front.
Yeah, and let's really quick. I want to highlight some of our biggest movers of the race. Marco Berube, 26 spots gained. Marcus Adams, 25 spots gained. Sammy Harrell, 18 spots gained. Kenny Reel, 17 spots gained. Amazing moves there for a lot of these drivers as they shake and bake the whole time. It's impressive to do that here at a super speedway.
All right, 81 laps in the books. Again, all these guys pitted on lap 50. That means they're 31 laps into this run. We should see them another 20 laps around lap 100 or so. Expect to see them back on pit road. We do have a number of drivers who pitted and took fuel on lap 58. And I'm thinking for everybody, if you can make it to lap 100, you're good to go.
For sure. That's the money. That's the money stop. I think coming to 101 or 102 is what I would prefer to do, but I think that's exactly where these drivers are going to be. And I would say some of these drivers may try to push a little bit more. Maybe pit 102 coming to 103, maybe 103 coming to 104, just to have that little extra bit in case we have a green-white checker. But so far, it's been really clean. High line, still not been able to develop much.
All right, lap 84. Good 3 wide racing, slightly behind there with Sammy Harold. Oh, he went up the track. Harold did. Man, there was almost contact with Adams. And the 83 of David Brown.
Yeah, that was close. That was a close one.
Good side-by-side racing here in Atlanta. Again, we thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast. We appreciate you tuning in. I know you have a choice for what you want to do on a Wednesday night. Spending it with us is certainly appreciated. All that we ask that you do is, if you could, to like and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep you up to date on events happening here on the IWM broadcast. Now, we will have, right now, our Wednesday nights are with Tech4Troops. Our Thursday nights, tomorrow night, will be with the INRS Racing Series. Again, we'll be at Atlanta there as well. And we'll mimic, as you probably figured out, the entire NASCAR 2025 season with these 2 leagues. Now, in addition, we will have some special broadcasts. We will have, I believe we'll have a 500-mile event coming up in March. Don't have all the details to give that to you quite yet, but stay tuned. We'll have a special event. That will be a paid entry event, and I think we're going to look, see, let me just double check if we have a date on that.
Be a really fun one.
So it looks like it's going to be on Sunday, March 9th. It'll start somewhere around 2:20 Eastern time in the afternoon. Again, it will be a full field. Drivers, it's a lot of money on the line. Well, and with that, it ends up bringing out some of the best iRacing racers that are out there. And it's a 500-mile event at Daytona.
It should be a really, really fun race. If you're into super speedway racing and want to come check it out, definitely tune in to that one.
Absolutely. All right, back up front, Justin Horton continues to lead here. Got Kenny Reel has found his way back up to the front, sitting in second. That outside line has got the 9. That 9 is driven by, who is that 9 driven by?
That's Mike Kelly, I believe. Or, excuse me. Yeah, and the 9 is Mike Kelly. Yep.
Why can't I find him in the software? But hey.
Yeah, he's not there. That's fun. Gotta love it. I had to refresh mine to see if that would work.
The outside line's now led by Lewis.
Yes.
Yep, but yeah, Mike Kelly. But Mike Kelly is actually, that's why. Mike Kelly is actually, he's at least 1 lap down.
Oh, you have to show 2 laps on my side.
Yeah, he's 2 laps down. He's a lap down car.
Well, I mean, hey, more power to you. If you can race back and get a lap back, I know firsthand what that's like from last week.
From last week, you may have had that experience, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, his car's fast. He was up there in the front. We know he can battle as we see that lap car going to the high side. We know he has a fast number 9 Exalta machine under that hood, so.
18, 16, and 07, that's Horton, Reel, and Low. That is your top 3. At lap 93, just 7 to 8 laps before we come down to our next round of pit stops.
Oh, we got a car up on the wall. I believe that was the 28. Or no, that was the actual one car. Nope, that was the 28. Okay, all good though.
So the 27 on coming in onto pit road. The first driver to get in another pit stop, and also Rodney Hooperpacker in the 17 is also on pit road. A couple drivers out there to the outside line trying to make something happen.
Yeah, you see the 18 drift all the way up to the top. It looks like that lane up there is coming pretty quick, so we will see who decides to go into the high line. As we see the 51 now take charge with the 9 in front, but that 7 drops down to the bottom. 51 leaves the 9 car.
Oh, yellow flag. Caution's out.
Caution is out for what?
Troy Torgerson in the 39.
Oh, man.
And
Well, this
that's
is going to be interesting for fuel strategy.
Well, now, yeah, this has just happened at lap 97. You know, I could be wrong, but just from where he wrecked, he may have been trying to get down onto pit road. Let's try and see if we can see just what happened. Oh, let's back that up. Looks like some contact with the 81.
Yeah, so coming out of the corner, you can see the cars getting free. Both the 81 and the 39 are a little sideways. 39.
Yeah, once he hits that apron.
Yeah, 81 got into him a little bit, sent him to the outside wall.
Yep, don't think that was intentionally. Then here comes a 2.
Oh,
that's
yep,
Todd
hard hit
Merkel.
there. And just continues to spin him around. And there you go. Does he get hit again?
That's the 42 that missed him. Backwards, that's Christopher Howe. He slips by.
Oh, hold the brakes, hold the brakes, hold the brakes, hold the brakes, hold the brakes.
He's got it. He's ready in reverse. Now he's stopped.
Nice, 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 nice.
All right.
Cool, yeah. Well, that's what happened, but we got all of them on pit road now. Justin Horton, I think, won the race out of pit road in the 18.
He did. So for all the cars on the lead laps, that's the drivers who have made it in and got service. All of them took 4 Goodyear tires and a full tank of Sunoco fuel. Expect to see the drivers who are a lap or more down come in next. Well, John, so far, a pretty wild race here in Atlanta. It's exactly what we expected. Some great drafting, lots of side-by-side, a little bit of contact, but good, clean racing.
Yeah, it's been a good one so far, and, you know, this is going to be very interesting for fuel mileage. Like, I would prioritize fuel mileage over track position here any day of the week, just because of where we are. So I would come back down pit road, get your fuel, you know, try to make it to the end. And I would save. I would not want to be in the front. I would want to be somewhere, you know, second on back to try to save as much fuel as you can. Because I would want to make this to the end without having to pit again.
Yeah, we'll see how this all plays out. There are a number of drivers who are on pit road who may have come down a second time. The GOAT Racing guys, Sammy Harrell, Cody Sturgill, Christoph Hall, Maurice Burnett, Chuck Van Scoik, all GOAT Racing guys came down and topped off with fuel. Aiden Lucas as well. So that'll put them at the back as they cycle the back after coming back in for fuel, but I'm not sure that's going to make a difference. The question will be, can you save enough fuel? And will it matter? You got to go 53 laps on this tank of fuel. I think that's more than we've seen all night, so this could be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to make it all the way, Rick. I think it's going to be really, really close for a lot of these drivers. But here we go. Pace car dips off, and we are back to green flag racing at Atlanta. Who can make it to the end? Outside line did not get a great restart. They are stacking up like crazy as they are already 3 car lengths ahead of that high line, even more, about 8 car lengths ahead.
Wow, that's huge. All right, big jump by the 07 and the 16 of Kenny Reel to get their nose out. But, just like that, Justin Lewis is caught back up, and that outside line is forming up, so they could make a run at him.
Yeah, and that is the thing with super speedway style racing. Every lap is going to be different. Every corner is going to be different. And one lap you may be falling back. The next lap you might be up at the front. You just have to stick it out sometimes. He doesn't have a lot of help, but he's going to try to do it all by himself. This is the side drafting I was talking about. He's going to try to aggressively side draft. Now probably going to sweep up a little bit. No, see, he's right by that.
See the 18
car there. Oh, wow. Austin Call did not want to let that 18 car in, Rick, at all. We saw that one firsthand. So, better watch out. You can't do that too many times.
Nope. It's funny. Racers seem to have a pretty good memory.
Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Michael Carpenter, I'm talking to you. Inside joke with all the IWM crew. Love you, Mike. Either way, I think that right now, looking back through the field, your drivers are trying to save gas and ride. This whole field is almost single file. So we'll see how this plays out.
You're kind of in a between a rock and a hard place here. You got to save fuel, but at the same time, you're in a pack. You can't just back off. You're going to stack up everybody behind you.
Right.
Looking on further back in the field, let's kind of bring up that gap information here. They're really from first to 20th, it's just about a second and a half that separates these drivers. See lots of bobbing and weaving here as that outside line is really starting to get together.
It's going to be a second before it could get up there, though. It's got to get the momentum. It's got to have the run. It's tough to do it, Rick. Very, very tough.
Got Walker Thomas out there, out in front. You got the 5 of Greg Stone behind him, trying to pull it together with Luke Bullard.
Great race for those guys.
Yep, 42 of Alex Linney is there as well. So the 5 just decided to bail on that outside line. He dropped down to the inside. And really, when you're driving in that outside line, as you're going through that front stretch, that travel, you've really got to work that wheel because it's because of this is a 1.5 mile track. It's not a super speedway. That front stretch is it's really challenging to get that car whipped around.
Oh, it is, especially when you have a car in front of you, behind you, and to your side. The air doesn't know which way it wants to go. So you are literally holding on for dear life, genuinely dear life.
This is on board Alex Linney's machine. You saw he was right up in the bumper. That's the number 1 of Walker Thomas right in front of him. You can see he gets a really, oh, there's contact there with the 18 and the 1. Justin Horton and Thomas, big bump there by Linney.
He's like, go, go, go. Oh, he's sideways. Oh, boy. That was close.
Yep.
That was close. That's the second time we've seen the car get sideways. And we're when we're watching live there, so they can feel the pressure, Rick. They can feel it.
It must be. That's exactly what it's got to be. All right, 110 laps, 40 laps to go as we wind down towards the end of the AmBetter Health 225 here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Right now, your leader, James Lowe, out in front. Kenny Reel is sitting in second, and Justin Lewis in third. But Justin's got a little bit of challenge. To the outside is the number 1 of Walker Thomas. As he decides to dive into that low line.
Yep, he left the 51 out to dry.
Yeah, 51 that's Kyle Smalley out there saying, hey, dude, where'd you go?
I mean, do what you got to do sometimes. I mean, I hate to say it, but he's tried. He's not clear, not clear, not clear, not
That's
clear.
the 42 right there who says there's no gap here, dude.
Yeah, not clear. Still not clear. Gonna have a little help from the 50 or from the 3.
That 4 right behind him, that's Aaron Bruner. He's a fill-in driver.
They did a great job at Daytona last week.
Absolutely.
And the driver who's doing a great job tonight, I'm going to highlight James Lowe. I mean, what a race. Been commanding it for a good portion of it. Fell back just a little bit, but now back up to the front. Just great run for him, and great run for the 16 of Kenny Reel as well.
Yeah, Kenny's a fill-in driver for Dustin Coggins with HUJ, so doing a great job here substituting for that driver. So good to see. There's definitely battles happening right there. 3 and 4.
Yeah, the 51's trying to make his way. Finally got down to the bottom lane. Going to leave Luke Bullard out there in the top line all by himself for the second until the 83 can pick him up.
You see these cars get just a little unsettled as they come through that front stretch. Oh, the 7 dipped below the line and almost lost it.
Yeah, we're getting stacked up again here, folks. It's about to get crazy. Got the second pack double file about 10 rows deep. Gonna help the high line, gonna enhance the low line. Yeah, we're not done with the action yet. With 34 to go. This is going to be an extremely tough fuel strategy race at this point. And Rick, they're not slowing down at all. I'm looking at lap times. They're still up there. I mean,
yeah.
They're not slowing down enough to.
Let's go on board with the 07, see if there's any type of fuel savings. So 80, 81, 100 RPMs.
I mean, maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit right there.
Yeah, that high line is definitely taking charge.
Yeah, he backed really far out of it, and now he's lost his lead.
Yeah.
That puts the 3 of Luke Bullard.
Oh! 7 and 3 made contact. Sorry about that. I was like, oh, here we go. Yeah, that's the 3 of Luke Bullard, like you said, out front. Good to see Luke out front again. Rick, the pack is very intense right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, it's let's go on board with back here in the midst of it. It's on board with Justin Lewis.
Yeah, these cars are dancing around. Oh, man.
They are. They are.
Oh, boy.
It's going to make tomorrow night pretty interesting, John.
I'm thinking about all the ways I can just hopefully stay going in the right direction. Or all the ways I can't and how to avoid those. But yeah, it looks like the cars are somewhat not unsettled, I would say. I think it's a mix of a lot of things. The tires are being worn, the lower fuel, levels, which will lead to a lighter car. You have a lot of things at play here, plus the aggressiveness. So when your grip's going away, your fuel, your weight's shifting because your car is getting lighter, and aggressiveness picks up, well, your car's going to dance around just a tad.
Well, we got lots of dancing happening out there. Coming up to just 28 laps to go here and in Atlanta.
And one big thing I'm noticing, Rick, it seems like off of 4, it's really rough. For some reason, I've noticed the high line has been somewhat, not I should say struggling, but it seems like the grip on the cars are struggling pretty heavily on the high line when they are coming out of the turn 4.
Yep.
And now that also, you have to play the side draft game into this too. And, if you drift up way too high, you're going to lose it.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't worry, you won't miss a thing. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here in Atlanta. We've just got 25 laps to go before we wrap up and put a bow on this race. We've seen some just tremendous side-by-side racing here. A lot of action, a lot of door slamming here at 180 to 190 miles per hour. Right now, Luke Bullard in the 3 continues to lead. Got Greg Stone showing in second. That 4 car that's sitting behind him, wrecking, big wreck in the back.
Oh boy, yep, we're tearing up cars now. Got lawnmowers out there. Man, huge incident in the back. With 24 laps to go.
Yikes.
Yeah, Rick, let's dissect this one because this got a lot of contenders in it. Uh-oh. I see right there.
But who is that? Who is that? What car is that?
That's a... not sure. Can't see from this angle.
Burnett?
It's a goat car. Whoever's driving the red goat car, that's
trying to get close. There it is. It's the 8.
Yep, Maurice Burnett. So they're 3 wide.
Oh, contact. 7 takes out the 18. Eight comes right back up, takes out another teammate. Unfortunately, 22 of Ty Bostic is toast. He's wrecked. 91's involved. The 18's going backwards. You've got just drama-filled wreckage here. That's Chuck Van Scoik. That is just tore up. Lucas.
There's Ty Bostic sliding through.
Yeah, he's got no control, I don't think, on that car.
And here comes a 47. Going to take out the 7.
Just when the 7 thought he was clear, he wasn't.
I thought he was clear like 3 times. And you see cars coming from his left to his right to his left. Like, what can I do? He was the Helio Castroneves of Daytona in that wreck. Goodness gracious. Seems like he can get out of anything. Castroneves had a terrible weekend.
Well, you know, I had this conversation with a lot of friends who follow NASCAR, and I think we were all scratching our heads. You know, if you want to put a guy in a NASCAR event, don't do it in an event like Daytona where it has got there's a finesse about knowing how to draft, and you can't be successful without partners, and nobody wanted to draft with him.
Yeah, and that's exactly, like, they need to do what they did with Kimi Räikkönen with Jensen, but with all these guys that came over from other open wheel disciplines, throw them in at a road course. Like, throw them in just for them to get the feel. Look at, you know, Juan Pablo Montoya obviously has more oval experience than all 3 of those guys I just mentioned, but, like, you know, you threw a Helio into the deep end. Like, at Daytona, in every series. I think he didn't finish any race, or I think he got torn up in every single race he was in. ARCA, Cup, I think, did he run Xfinity too?
I don't know if he ran Xfinity, but I know, you know, he was just, he's got to be hurting. He's probably hurting a lot on Monday morning.
Oh, yeah, and which, honestly, a lot of it was not his fault, too. And that's the tough part about it is like, a lot of the wrecks he had, it was none of his own doing. So, yeah, I think we're going to see him again. I hope Trackhouse and Garage 91, I think it's Garage 91. I think that's their program. I hope they bring him back for maybe, you know, Chicago. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know.
That's where you'll see those kind of skills there, Sonoma, maybe Mexico City. You know.
Oh, perfect. That's it right there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Which would be cool to see. But what's going to be cool to see is who's going to finish out on top here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series at Atlanta. Green flag, 21 laps to go at the line. Luke Bullard, Kyle Smalley at the point. Luke is desperate and hungry for a win.
He would love to get that win.
He's getting a huge shove now from the 1 car.
Through the turn. That is some ballsy driving by Walker Thomas of the Balls Out Racing team.
It's definitely the pushes are there. Better hold on, Luke. I don't think it's going to get much easier.
Nope.
Here he goes to the high side.
20 laps to go. These guys are saying, I'm going to make a move because if I don't, I'm going to wind up being boxed out.
Yeah, the speed, the intensity has picked up. You see now the middle line is going to be occupied. Luke Beather dropped down to the bottom line. He protects it. Great move there.
That's the 47 of Austin call.
Yeah, these speeds are going to pick up. One of their last laps was a 30.
Oh, there's contact. Bullard, He held on to it. How, I don't know, but he kept it together.
Yeah,
Yes, he's
last
fallen
time by,
back, but oh my gosh, 3 wide.
yeah, last time by, lap was about half a second faster than what we've been consistently running the whole race. So not the fastest lap, but it's still up there. So the intensity is there, the speed is there, but who's back up to the point is the 07, James Lowe.
Sammy Harrell, too, is on his tail. We've got the third of Marcus Adams also up there, 31.
3 wide again.
4 wide.
Oh, no. that is not a good sign at all. Maybe at the line, but not now.
Great battle here. But you're right, the intensity has definitely kicked up now with only 17 laps to go. These drivers are battling. It's not just for position, it's really for how they're going to finish this race. And if they're you just can't be passive here. You've got to make an aggressive move to get around these guys. See the 43 of Sammy Harrell there on the tail of the 07.
And it looks like the high line has prevailed now because the leader is in that high line. I think that's the thing is if you go to the high side, cars will follow.
Yeah, I think
they will follow you no matter where you want to go.
Well, I think the high line has maybe rubbered in a little bit in those corners. You can see it now on the track.
For sure.
Oh,
right in the back.
Luke Bullard.
99, I think, too. Oh, Luke. No.
Cost is out for the 4th time here in Atlanta.
What in the world happened to Mr. Bullard?
See if we can figure that out. Oh, can already see it.
Yeah, so 3 wide.
With his teammate to the outside.
He gets loose right here. You see the car start to overcorrect. Go to the low side, hit the 42.
That's Linney.
You're going to come back up, overcorrect, get into the 99. Barely. Oh. And it just, boom. That's a hard hit. Right rear toe link broke. Well, it was.
Unbroke.
And that is the incident.
A couple drivers saved themselves.
I mean, that right rear toe link might be fine. Like
well,
it is.
Well, look at the. I think that's the 99. It's severely. He's gone. He's done for the day.
Oh yeah. Well, Rick, that leaves us with 13 to go here in Atlanta. What lane would you prefer to be in, the low line or the high line?
You know, the high line has got such great success recently, and certainly that's where I would put myself. I would gamble and put myself in the high line.
Yeah.
All right. We have got just 13 laps to go. We're going to take a quick commercial break, our last break of the night, and we'll be right back.
When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We are just about to come out of our fourth caution of the night with just 12 laps to go to wrap up here in Atlanta. The 07 of James Lowe is the control car. He's got the 43 of Sammy Harrell to the outside.
Oh boy. It'll be 11 to go at the line. Who is it going to be? Green flag back in the air. Low line gets a great start. Everybody now minding their P's and Q's, going down into turn number 1. James Lowe pulling out to a little bit of a gap as the field starts to form. And yellow flag is out, Rick, in the back.
What?
Something at the start-finish
Luke
line,
Bullard.
I think. Yeah, I have no idea.
And the
And the
17 of Rodney Overpacker. The 9
Oh, the 9.
as well is involved.
Well, that just went from bad to worse for the 3 car.
Yeah.
What happened?
Mike Kelly.
Okay.
There's a 17.
Luke's following Tracy. Oh,
Oh.
Luke went a little high.
I did not.
Oh.
I think he did not realize that Caldwell was there in the 94. Unfortunately, the 9 gets collected by the 17.
Oh, just barely.
Oh well. All right.
Tough break. Tough break.
Well, just like that, we're back under caution.
You know what they say. Cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, we got a lot of breeding going on. All right, so with 10 laps to go, by the time we get this back settled, a couple drivers are in. Andrew Palesci, cars involved in that incident. Luke Bullard in the 3, Rodney Uberpacker in the 17, and Mike Kelly in the 9 are all in. Getting some work done. You know, I'm really surprised that Ty Bostic in the 22, after that earlier incident, really he's back up there. He's top 10.
Right.
And we saw him involved in that earlier incident. I guess he fared pretty well. So the 27 is getting his lap back. But the story here right now is that James Lowe is out in front and in charge. We'll control this next restart, which should be with, I think, 7 laps to go.
Yep, just about. Oh, it's going to be an exciting finish.
Bringing up that data, looks like James has led 57 laps for today. Justin Horton, 28. Not sure. I know that some of the other lap leaders may have, they're off that tower. We can try to bring up some more data. Here we go. There's Mike Kelly, 19 laps. Luke Bullard, 14. All right.
Well, Rick, here it is. Going to be 7 to go once we cross that line. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I know. You got.
The question is, what's going to happen?
Right, because so many factors here. You've got just a handful of laps left. You've got a very fast track. You've got side-by-side racing. You want to finish well. Of course, you got to finish well. But at the same time, this track doesn't make it easy.
Oh, gosh, no. It's one of the toughest tracks, I think, to race at, just because of the configuration. I mean, it's your elbows out the entire time, and that's what I think they wanted to do when they repaved Atlanta.
Yep.
So here we go. All right, pace cars down. Let's see for the final time. Green flag back in the air. 7 laps to go. Outside line gets a great jump. 31 now. Marcus Adams is leading that high line. James Lowe doesn't have much help behind him.
Nope, he's got a gap and a half between the 43 of Sammy Harrell, whereas the 1 is up there pushing the 31 solidly.
Yeah, everybody, 3 wide now. Ty Bostic in the low lane.
83 is sandwiched in the middle there.
Yeah, that side draft is going to suck that 22 car back a little bit. Here we come now to 6 laps to go at the line. Who is it going to be? 31 out front. Oh, big contact. We're good. We're still fine. We're still okay.
Todd Merkel, though, we're 3 wide. 3 by
3 by 3. Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
and 4. Well, I can't do that, guys.
Boy.
Contact. 71 spins to 2.
Nope, we're wrecking. Big wreck. 2's around. Oh, boy.
Caution will fly again with 5 laps to go. 2's got some significant right side damage. See the front end of William Corinne's car. He's got some front damage. I think Christoph Hall was also involved in that. I think we caught most of that live here. See, this the 2 came. Let's back it up just a hair here. Let's kind of walk this. So you've got the 71 of Gray there. He's in the center lane. The 5 is down low. That's Greg Stone. Todd Merkel up high. The 2 is coming down. You can see he's coming down into that area. And there's contact right there. There's a 19 of John Ledger who gets lucky. Unfortunately, Greg Stone gets a little bit of a tap, and then bigger tap by Christoph Hall. They go around. See the 4 involved. 13.
Just like that.
Just like that. All right, number of cars on pit road getting repairs made. They may be done for the day. But that puts the 31 of Marcus Adams out in front. Who is our winner?
He's been up there quite a bit.
Who was our winner last week, John?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, oh my goodness. I have to go back and look. I'm going to do that right now. Well, Well, shoot.
I couldn't bring up the results from last week.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that right now. Oh boy. Hold up, I got it. The winner from Daytona was Marcus Adams.
That's what I thought.
Marcus Adams. Yeah, I was like, I feel like there's a reason why here, and I feel like that name was familiar, but I didn't want to say it. So, wow.
Yeah, he is setting himself up for another potential opportunity here with just 3 laps to go. Next time by, we'll get the green flag. I don't think we're under a green-white checker condition here, but just barely.
Yeah, it's close. Well, no, it actually should be a green-white, shouldn't it? Because they'll hit 2 to go, then 1 to go.
Well, but a natural one versus...
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
It's a natural yes.
All right, that's our 6th caution of the night. We've had just a couple challenges here. As this race winds down, the aggression comes out, the need to finish better. But, of course, you got to finish.
You do have to finish. That is key. That is absolute key. So we'll see who is going to be able to pull that off here tonight from Atlanta. Pace car makes its way down, and we are back to green flag racing with just 2 to go at the line. Great restart for Marcus Adams. Can he go back to back?
Yeah, he's got to keep his fingers crossed to get around here and not have a caution come out.
Walker Thomas now in second with Jordan Weaver there on the high line. The 2 leaders go to the high line to pick them up, leaving that low line out to dry. All 3 of those cars working together now, nose to tail. As we are about to come out of turn 4. No caution, no caution. 18 splits the middle. White flag is in the air. Oh, we may wreck.
His contact
Nope,
3 wide just behind.
Yep, 18 split the gap, and that's going to slow those cars down quite a bit. 18 is still in the gap, leaning on the low car, but here comes the 28, which is 0 now, to the bottom side.
Jordan Weaver
31
trying.
is still in the lead. He's trying. We're wrecking in the back. Big wreck out of 4. 31 goes back-to-back win for Marcus Adams. Jordan Weaver in second, Walker Thomas in third. Rick, I don't think a lot of drivers were happy what happened out of turn 4 right there.
That's the 64 of Cody Sturgill going backwards on the track.
Maybe need to catch that one again on the replay, see what happened.
There's so much drama here. Let's try to go back to... let's try to find Alex Linney. I think, unfortunately, Alex was involved.
Marcus Adams, Jordan Weaver, and Walker Thomas, your top 3. Oh, wow.
Let's back that up a bit because there's a lot going on here.
All right, so 42 into 22. $22 looks like he's getting pushed from behind, right there down low.
47 spins him out. The 42 gets into it. He goes around. The 19 of Ledger gets caught up in it.
Both my teammates.
There's still drama
guys.
going on below.
Yep. 22 goes into the wall. Oh, tough break right there.
That's Linney. He
Cars
comes
going
down.
down pit road. Oh, yeah, that's a penalty. 47's going backwards. John Ledger sliding through. Tracy Powers, I think, made it through there all right. 64,
forward,
there he goes.
3 goes around. Yeah.
Yeah, literally the whole back half of the field. Alrighty, let's see if we can bring up our finishing order for tonight's AmBetter Health 225 from Atlanta. 31 blew it up. That's not going back to victory lane under its own power.
No, it's not. All right, let's get our race results. I think we've got it.
Here we go for your Tech4Troops Cup Series, race number 2, AmBetter Health 225 from Atlanta. Marcus Adams with a back-to-back win here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series with Jordan Weaver in second, Walker Thomas in third. That is a team effort, 1, 2, 3. Kenny Reel in fourth, David Brown in fifth, Kyle Smalley in sixth, Justin Horton in seventh, Sammy Harrell in eighth, James Lowe in ninth, and Philip Bannertwick finishes in 10th.
Justin Lewis in 11th, Ty Bostic in 12th, Scott Simley in 13th, Wyatt Gray in 14th, Greg Stone in 15th, Tracy Powers in 16th, Cody Sturgill in 17th, in 18th, Todd Merkel, 19th, William Karen, 20th is Andrew Palesci.
In 21st, you have John Ledger, 22nd, Austin Call, 23rd, Mike Kelly, 24th, Luke Bullard, 25th, Alex Laney, 26th, Justin Woody, 27th, Rodney Uberpacker, 28th, John Creighton, 29th, David Watts, and 30th is Christoph Hall.
Maxwell Caldwell finishes in 31st, Aaron Bruner in 32nd, Marco Berube in 33rd, Troy Torgerson in 34th, Aiden Lucas in 35th, 36th is Maurice Burnett, 37th is Chuck Van Scoik, and 38th is Christopher Howell. All right, let's see if we got Mr. Walker Thomas here. Let's see if we can bring him into, yes, we do. All right, congratulations. Walker Thomas, who finishes third, joins us in the broadcast booth. Walker, congratulations.
Thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
So this is Atlanta. You know, what was your thoughts going into today's event?
Survive. You never know. Super speedways are always a 50-50 chance. Our balls out team kind of went back and forth on what we wanted to do, whether we wanted to try to be up front or let the wrecks happen and stay in the back. And we ultimately decided we wanted to be up front because passing wasn't quite as easy as we thought it might be. And I think that, ended up working out perfectly for us, grabbing 1, 2, 3.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were, as we ran caution free for a good bit there and then had a few that had popped in, but for the most part, it's pretty clean. It got a little bit, as drivers, I think, realized that they need to make a move or they were going to get trapped in the back. It got a little bit hairy towards the end there.
Yeah, for sure. You get to the end of these races and it's, the intensity just ramps up. I think we got about 25 to go there. And I was trying to save a little bit of fuel because I didn't pit on the caution around lap 100. And just wanted to make sure I made it to the end, and guys were getting pretty racy. And, I fell back a decent ways, but, cautions fell pretty good and had some teammate help and able to pick up a few spots and ultimately, get up there to P3.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, just my balls out team, obviously 1, 2, 3. And then I think Kyle finished 6th.
Yep.
So that's perfect for us. John Creighton filled in for Mike Anthony tonight. So thanks to him for helping with the team points and stepping in. Also just shout out to Elite Designs. I think Elite Designs had all 3 of our cars finish 1, 2, 3 as well. So shout out to Jared Wishon there for getting us some great looking paint schemes.
You got it. All right, that's your third place finisher tonight. That's Walker Thomas. And with that, we'll bring in our second place finisher, Mr. Jordan Weaver. Jordan, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Hey, Rick. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Congratulations on your second place finish. We were just talking to Walker. Great finish for Balls Out Racing tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a real nice team showing there, and fun to run with the guys all up front there for the majority of the race, really.
Yeah, we had some great action from your team. When you were out there tonight, did you find that we saw that the outside line for the first half of the race really wasn't as racy as it could have been, but once maybe it rubbered in a bit, that outside line seemed to pick up some good speed.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, like you said, at the beginning of the race, it was almost non-existent. I was actually wondering if we were ever going to get it going. And then it felt like at the end of that first run, when the tires started to wear, everybody moved up to the top and was just making a ton of ground. In fact, I was stuck on the bottom for that and ended up getting cycled to the back. And so I spent the middle portion of the race kind of in the back of the field and just seeing what worked on the bottom versus what worked on the top. And yeah, once you got about halfway through the race, anybody who actually wanted to move and make ground was when they were going full out, right? When everybody was on the gas and not saving fuel, the top line was so superior. And even on restarts there at the end, once you got the jump, you wanted to be in that second lane for those last couple laps.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your finish. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just shout out to the guys at Balls Out Racing. I mean, we work really hard to race well together, and the results, or it's nice when you get to see the results like that tonight. And then also shout out Elite Designs for making our race cars look so good.
Got it. All right, that's your second place finisher, Mr. Jordan Weaver. Let's go ahead while we're here and bring in your winner of tonight's Atlanta AmBetter Health 225. That would be Mr. Marcus Adams. Marcus, congratulations on your win.
Thank you. I did not, honestly did not expect that one.
Well, we were we were saying, man, he's doing it again. Just another great finish.
Yeah, I really like super speedways. I'm not really a fan of Atlanta. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's like I cannot. It's really hard for me to tell where I am on the track. So I'm not really a fan of this track. But the second to last restart, I think it was, Jordan, me and him were closer than James and the guy behind him was. So he was able to push me out in front, and I was able to hold him off.
Yeah, I think Atlanta is just one of those. You've got a track that is in effect it's a super speedway because you've got that amount of grip and the banking and the speed that you build up, but it's only a mile and a half, and it just happens so fast, especially coming through that front stretch.
Yeah, it's a really weird track. I don't know if it's just like the design of it, but I don't really like the way it feels racing it. I just feel like I'm lost all the time with like knowing where I am. So I'm afraid I want to either hit the car under me or slam into the wall or cause a huge crash.
Well, whatever you did it right. You and your teammates really made a big splash tonight, finishing 1, 2, and 3. Just a great finish by Balls Out Racing.
Yeah. Outside of the league, I am part of that team. In this league, I am on Scotty Grove Motorsports. I'm driving, his car for him. So they're technically not my teammates. So it feels good to beat them.
All right. Well, there you go. Any shout outs tonight, Marcus?
Yeah, I got to shout out you all for the broadcast, everyone putting on the broadcast and sponsoring it. Balls Out Racing, Elite Designs, Diecast fans, and like I said, everyone who supports the league.
Got it. All right, there's your winner tonight here in Atlanta, Mr. Marcus Adams. We appreciate that. John, any words tonight?
Just want to say congratulations again, Marcus, on another win. It's rare that we see back-to-back, especially at super speedways. So congrats on that. And folks, if you've enjoyed the race and you want to get more action, make sure to subscribe to the IWM Broadcast Network, and you tune in to every weekend or every weekday on Wednesday and Thursday. We have racing here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series and the INRS coming up tomorrow night. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the action here.
All right. Well, I guess, John, at this point, thanks for everybody who's tuned in tonight and stayed with us through our driver interviews. We appreciate you. And if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, tune back into the IWM Broadcast Network, where we will bring to you, gosh, talking seems to be a challenge tonight, the INRS Racing Series. We will again be at Atlanta, another full field of drivers. Will be again all to give you a preview of what you'll see on Sunday. So from John and myself, we thank you for tuning in, and have a great night, folks.
Good night, folks.